Hi everyone. Before I get into discussing adding and subtracting polynomials, I would like to have Professor Know-It-All explain something called the degree of the monomial and the degree of the polynomial. And we'll think about it as we go through our problems here.
Hello, Steve. I will first begin by explaining what the degree of a monomial is. A monomial is a number, or a variable, or a number times a variable. Now, let's consider the degree. X has an exponent of 1, so the degree is 1. 3x squared has an exponent of 2. And for the x squared y, in the 4x squared y, you have to add the exponents together and get 3. The same thing goes for the next one. You have to add the 3 and the 4 and the 5 together on the 3 different variables. You get 12. On the x to the n, the degree is n. And a number always has a degree of 0. Now let's take a look at polynomials. Polynomials are made up of more than one monomial, like in the case of 2x plus 1. Now the degree will be the exponent of x in this case, which is 1. In the second case, we have an x squared and an x. Go for the highest exponent, which would be 2. So that's the degree. The next one's trickier. You have an x cubed and a y squared. Add those two together and the degree is 5. In the last case, the highest exponent is 2n. That is our degree. Well, Steve, that's the best I can do for today. It's back to you now.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Now, here's our first problem. This is adding two polynomials together. Notice that we have an x squared and some x's and some numbers. And in the end, we're going to combine those together. So first we have to clear our parentheses. And we notice that we can combine the 2x and the negative 8x together. That'll give us a negative 6x. And then we get a plus x squared. And then we got a 2 minus 7, which is a negative 5. So it's simplified to x squared minus 6x minus 5. Our next problem is also addition of polynomials. So we first clear the parentheses and notice that we have some x squares and some y squares and an xy. And we got to combine the like terms together. So we can combine x squared plus 2x squared together, and that'll give us a 3x squared, and then we got a negative 3xy, and then a y squared minus 3y squared, which gives us a negative 2y squared. So that is simplified too. Next problem is a subtraction problem. We're subtracting polynomials. Now, in the second parentheses, we're going to have to multiply through by a negative. So it's going to change all the signs of the terms within the parentheses. And notice that we have some x squares that we can combine, x squared minus 2x squared, which will give us a negative x squared, and then a negative 3x and a negative 3x, that's just going to be a negative 6x, and then 8 minus 7 gives us a plus 1. In our last problem here is subtracting polynomials. We will change the sign of each term of the second parentheses because we're multiplying through by a negative, and so we then can combine a 2a squared with a negative 5a squared, which will give us a negative 3a squared, and then 2a minus 3a, combining the a's will give us a negative a, and then 9 minus 7 gives us a 2. Thank you.